Hello guys and welcome back. Last time we watched this video. I'm 41. If you're in your 40s, watch this. Now let's go look at another video. It's called How to Build a Mind So Strong You Will Feel Unstoppable.
The life you want is going to test you. It will hit you with setbacks you never saw coming. It will send you seasons of uncertainty when nothing makes sense. And it will place weights on your shoulders so heavy, you will wonder if you can carry them another step. And while you can't always control what happens, you can always control what you choose to do next. Because in your response lies your greatest power. That response becomes the difference between walking through storms and coming out stronger, and falling apart at the first obstacle you face. Two people can live through the same situation.
Hello guys, I'm the wisdom therapist. I'm focusing on inner freedom, inner wealth, and through that creating well-being on the outside, creating wealth on the outside. So I focus on the inside, and through the inside we're going to create the abundant outside. And now we're looking at some videos and see how much sense does this YouTube wisdom makes sense. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Sorry, I don't have a camera in this room. I had to do some readjustments, but in the future I will come back with the camera
And walk away with completely different lives. And choosing a healthy and productive response is mental strength.
It's not so much mental strength, is creating beliefs. So what kind of beliefs were we given by our parents, by the society we live in, by everything around us? That's the point, not creating something.
It's not something you're born with, it's something you can build. And in this video, I'm going to share 9 powerful ways to develop your mental strength so you can face anything life throws at you with an unstoppable mindset. Number 1, see challenges as strength training. Every goal...
Okay, so it's about recreating our beliefs. So I shared something similar in the past in some of my videos.
Worth chasing will test you, not to break you, but to build you, because it's in the struggle that strength is born. It's in the setbacks that creativity is ignited, and in the hard moments that resilience is built.
I mean, we can build those resiliency even in silence, in changing our beliefs. But it's true, sometimes life throws some bad things at us that we are forced to change those beliefs.
Truth is, if it were easy, it wouldn't change you. And the greatest reward for going after something meaningful isn't what you get, but who you become in the process. When life challenges you, it's asking you to level up. Your mind is a muscle, and like any muscle, it only grows when it's challenged. Most people avoid challenge. They chase comfort, and as a result, their mind stays weak.
Yeah, comfort, a lot of times comfort is to our detriment.
And when life throws them something hard to deal with, they break. In other words, you have a choice to make. Easy now, hard later, or hard now, easy later. Every step, no matter how tough, shapes you into more than you were yesterday. The hard isn't here to stop you, it's here to prepare you. Mentally strong people see struggles differently. They know that every obstacle is a chance to grow and evolve, to see with new eyes, learn what they don't yet know, and awaken talents they didn't realize they had. And science backs this up. In psychology, there is this concept called stress inoculation, which means that when you expose yourself to manageable stress and recover, you actually increase your resilience to future challenges. The lesson here is this: stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, how is this happening for me? Number 2, stop doing these 3 things immediately. Mental strength isn't just built by what you do, it's protected by what you stop doing. The first is to stop complaining.
Why does everybody say stop complaining? I mean, complaining can be sometimes a healthy way to unwind and to find another way to look at things.
Complaining feels good in the moment. It gives us someone to blame, something to point at, and a reason for why things aren't the way we want them to be. But here's the truth. Every minute spent complaining is a minute stolen from actually changing anything. Complaining doesn't move you forward, it keeps you stuck. It tricks you into thinking you've done something, when in reality, nothing has changed except your energy. And the more you complain, the more powerless you feel, because what you focus on expands. Focus on problems and you'll find more problems. Focus on possibilities.
Focus on solutions and you will find more solutions. But sometimes that's hard to get, yeah.
And you'll find more paths forward. And strong minds focus on solutions, not sympathy. The people who build meaningful lives aren't the ones who never face challenges. They're the ones who refuse to stay stuck in the cycle of blaming, criticizing, and waiting for someone else to fix it. They direct their energy into solutions, growth, and action. They know you can't complain your way into a better future. You can only create it, because complaining drains while action transforms.
Yeah, but sometimes we can also be very tired from action when you do an action over and over and over and over again, and you try to change the approach, etc., and you are met with setback and setback and setback. Like, you try to build a house and then comes a storm and destroys it. Okay, I have to build a stronger house, and then it comes a flood and takes it away. Okay, I have to build stronger how do you say, bases, the foundations, okay, etc., etc., etc. But there is a reason why some, for example, empires never regrown, etc. So in my opinion, it's better to focus on what I always say, inner freedom.
The second is to stop seeking comfort. Comfort is addictive. The more you get, the less you can handle without it. Small doses of discomfort, physical, mental, and emotional, are what keeps your resilience alive. We live in a world that glorifies convenience. One-click orders, instant replies, same-day delivery. Comfort is always within reach. And if you're always seeking comfort, you're also avoiding growth, because nothing worth having comes without friction.
You never know about friction, but the one thing I know is that the most important thing is where you live psychologically, because when you change where you live psychologically and how you talk with yourself and how you live your inner life, that's when most results will happen. Because you can go outside and do a lot of action, but if your inner world is not aligned, then you're not going to get the results that you're seeking.
Muscles only grow when they are torn and rebuilt. Resilience only forms when life pushes you further than you thought you could go. Wisdom only deepens when you're willing to sit in discomfort long enough to learn from it. Every challenge is an invitation to become more than you were yesterday, to open your mind to new perspectives, to stretch your limits, and to develop the grit that comfort will never give you. Every step, no matter how tough, shapes you into more than you were yesterday. The heart isn't there to stop you, it's here to prepare you. Third is to stop making excuses. Excuses protect your ego in the moment, but they kill your potential.
I mean, there is a better way to, you can say excuses like not taking responsibility, or you can say an excuse why it happened and what I'm going to do to solve the situation.
In the long run, they disguise themselves as reasons, but underneath, they are simply resistance. Resistance to doing the uncomfortable thing that would actually change your life. And the longer you cling to your excuses, the longer you postpone the person you could become. Mentally strong people own their results and their failures. They ask themselves, what can I do with what I have and where I am right now? Number 3, build discipline, not dependence on motivation. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you'll never be consistent. And without consistency, nothing lasts, and making meaningful progress forward becomes impossible.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, like Jocko Willing said, that discipline equals freedom.
Mentally strong people don't wait for the mood to strike. They've built systems that force action. Motivation may...
I'm not on that train, because I believe that even if you're disciplined and you force yourself to do something, sooner or later you will get out of steam if you don't get the reward that you're seeking, So if the action is the reward, then there is no problem. But if you're seeking for some external validation, then even discipline can't bring you there. But I believe that changing the inner will get you there.
May get you started, but it's discipline that will get you to where you want to be so you can enjoy the rewards along the way. Designing a powerful system to help you follow through with productive habits is known as automaticity, which occurs when behaviors become automatic through repetition because they require far less willpower to sustain. So stop waiting to feel ready. Act first and the feeling will follow.
One problem is that, for example, if you're a perfectionist, then it's a psychological problem, let's say, and you are waiting, or you don't want to act because you think that you have to be perfect in order to start. For example, now in this room, my camera, I don't have a camera, so I could say, okay, I can do a video. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough subs, etc., etc., etc. That's the perfectionist talking. I can say, I can make the best video that I can talk the best that I can give you the best wisdom and the best ideas possible, and that's what I can do, and I can enjoy that process.
4. Do one hard thing every day. Strong minds are built through small, consistent acts of courage. Wake up earlier than you want. Make the call you've been avoiding. Stretch yourself by trying something new and uncomfortable. The more often you face what scares you, the smaller that fear becomes. Most people wait for life to challenge them, but the wiser path is to challenge yourself first. Do one hard thing every day, not because it's comfortable, but because it isn't. That's how you build the kind of resilience that can carry you through anything. There's a Navy SEAL rule that says get comfortable being uncomfortable. Every day they deliberately put themselves in
but it's like a community that is helping them, even when a SEAL gets out, it's not the same as when they're in. So community or your location makes a great difference, and you have felt that. You can remember a group where you felt great and you were inspired to act and you were successful, or you can think of a group where you struggled. You were the same person but different location.
Situations that test them, so that when real chaos hits, it's nothing new. Each hard thing you choose today is like a deposit in your future, teaching you discipline, sharpening your character, and proving to yourself that you can do what you once thought you couldn't. Keep this in mind. Courage is like a muscle. Use it daily or it will weaken. 5. Guard your inputs like your life depends on it. What you feed your mind will eventually shape your life. The books you read, the conversations you entertain, the people you surround yourself with, and the content you consume, they are the architects of your...
That's a very important part. Very, very, very important point. That's the nature or nurture part of things, You can have great nature, great genes, but if you're in the wrong place, they will not develop. Think of a wolf that is put in a cage in a zoo. How is that wolf? Do you see his eyes? Yeah, exactly that.
Your perspective, your beliefs, and ultimately your decisions. What you allow in becomes the background music of your thoughts. It tells you what's possible, what's normal, and what's worth striving for. Truth is, your outputs are only as good as your inputs. Protect them like your life depends on it, because it does. The life you live tomorrow is being written by what you allow into your mind today. So make sure to curate your environment and surround yourself with people, content, and ideas that help to take you to that next level. 6, reframe pain. It's inevitable, but suffering is optional. Pain is a part of life. There's no escaping it.
Okay, even suffering sometimes is not optional.
Loss, the setbacks, the rejections, and the heartbreaks. But suffering is different. Suffering is what happens when you resist reality, when you replay the pain endlessly in your mind, and when you make it your identity instead of your teacher. Pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. The mentally strong accept pain as part of the process. They don't waste energy wishing things were easier. They focus on getting stronger. Truth is, pain will shape you either way. The only choice you get is whether it breaks you or builds you. So stop asking, how do I avoid pain? Start asking, what meaning will I give to it? Because pain with purpose becomes growth. Pain without perspective becomes suffering. That shift turns you from a victim into a leader of your own life. Number 7, talk to yourself in an empowering way. Your inner critic has one job: to keep you safe. But safe doesn't build strength. If you only listen to yourself, you'll believe every doubt your brain throws at you. Mentally strong people talk back. They use intentional language to reinforce their identity. I've handled worse. This is how I grow. I'm the kind of person who follows through. This is self-directed neuroplasticity, where your words literally rewire your brain over time. The words you repeat to yourself quietly, daily, shape the story you live. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll find evidence everywhere. If you tell yourself you're capable, you'll start to act like it. And the difference between the two is the difference between staying stuck and stepping into your potential. Your mind is listening to every word you speak. So speak with intention. Encourage yourself the way you would a loved one. Talk to yourself in a way that makes you want to rise, not shrink. Because you will never outperform the story you tell yourself.
Yep, that's a very, very, very powerful message. And I fully agree.
Change the conversation and you will change the life that flows from it. After all, reality is perception and perception is reality. If you can't change the situation, you must change your perception of it. That's where your power lives. When your perspective is narrow, every inconvenience feels like the end of the world. When your perspective is wide, the same inconvenience becomes a stepping stone. Perception shapes your energy, energy shapes your actions, and actions shape your entire life. So you have a choice. Be controlled by the story your mind automatically writes, or take control and rewrite it into something that serves you. Number 8, build an identity that is unstoppable in nature. The strongest people I know carry a deep-rooted identity. No matter what happens, I will not break. I will adapt and I will rise. Look at your life so far. You've already survived every bad day you thought might destroy you. That's proof. When you see yourself as someone who doesn't quit, you don't have to negotiate with every obstacle. You already know how the story ends. You keep moving forward, not because it's easy, but because it's who you are. The most powerful shift you can make is from asking, how do I stay motivated, to declaring, this is just what I do. When the gym is no longer about working out, but about being an athlete. When writing isn't about inspiration, but about being a creator. When discipline isn't a chore, but simply part of who you've become. So keep a proof list, a record of moments where you overcame something hard, and read it when you doubt yourself. Number 9, fall in love with the process. The mentally strong aren't obsessed with the finish line. They fall in love with the daily reps because they know that the outcome is just a moment, but the process is your life. If you only love the result, you will spend most of your days frustrated. Falling in love with the process means learning to find meaning in the climb, not just the summit. It's about enjoying the act of writing, not just the finished book. The practice, not just the medal. And the discipline, not just the applause. Bamboo spends years growing roots underground before you ever see it break the surface. Then when it's ready, it can shoot up 90 feet in weeks. Your mind works the same way. Invisible growth comes before visible results. For it's what you do in the dark when no one is watching that will eventually put you in the light where everyone is watching. The lesson here is that consistency always beats intensity. So show up every day, especially on the days you don't want to. If you practice these 9 principles, you won't just be mentally tougher, you will become unstoppable in your path to success. You'll stop reacting and start responding with intention. You'll stop breaking and start adapting. You'll stop waiting for life to get easier and start getting stronger. Because mental strength isn't built from a life that is comfortable. It's built in the challenges life will throw your way. You don't become unstoppable by avoiding the hard things. You become unstoppable by proving to yourself over and over that you can survive them, learn from them, and come back stronger. And when you truly understand this, challenges stop feeling like walls. They start feeling like weights. And every time you lift them, you get stronger. Because one day, you will look back and realize the things that once tried to break you built you. The storms you thought would drown you taught you how to breathe underwater, and the weight you thought would crush you became the very thing that made you unstoppable. This can be you, not someday in the mythical land of tomorrow, but today, starting now. Let me know what resonated the most with you from this video in the comments below. If you're ready to take the next step, then I recommend clicking.
Yes, so it was an interesting video. Let's see. If it were easy, it wouldn't change you. Okay. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time in the next video.